What is going on, everybody? Welcome to yet another gameplay video, or stream, I should say. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, a great start to the week, and I actually want to start off a little bit differently today with a story about poop. Yes, that's correct. We have a story about poop. So funny thing, my dog is lovely and sweet, but she pooped on the floor. We have hardwoods that we installed last summer, and so we bought a Roomba. You know, the little vacuums that you just set to go and they kind of do their thing, and it's all well and good. Well, you might be able to see where this is going. Funny thing, if the Roomba hits like a pile of, you could say mud, but in this case poop, it smears all of that poop across the floor and into the throw carpet that you have. And then, of course, gets into the vacuum itself. And so this morning, both my fiance and I have been cleaning up. I got the floor, and she got the Roomba itself. And so that's kind of where we're at. It's been a fun day. Anyway, welcome, Omega. Welcome, Wolf King. Welcome, Tapia. You guys just missed the greatest story ever. All right, let's just jump right into this one. This is a fun deck. So we are doing, it's kind of a Naya Control deck, which is a bit odd. If you have not ever played with things like Sylvan Awakening, this card is actually really cool. So this is kind of the big finisher in the deck. It's 2 and a green for a sorcery. Until your next turn, all lands you control become 2/2 elemental creatures with reach, indestructible, and haste. They are still lands. And so the idea is we're going to be able to play a bunch of lands, play a Sylvan Awakening, and hopefully finish them off in one turn. Now, to slow the opponent down, we do have Authority of the Consuls. Really at a premium in this deck. This card is amazing. Enchantment for 1 white. If we can get this down on turn 1, we are well set up. Creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. And then whenever a creature enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, we also gain a life. So not only does this slow the opponent down in terms of them being able to attack in, block, things like that, it also gains us enough life to hopefully stay in the game a bit longer than we normally would. We, of course, have things like Anger as a 3 of, Settle the Wreckage as a 2 of, and then Wrath of God as a 3 of, just to be able to sweep the board and make sure that nothing stands in our way of hitting with all of our lands. Bala Ged Recovery not only plays as a land, but also a great way to bring back some of these sweepers as needed. Dawn of Hope is in here. Anytime we gain life, it's a way to draw us a card. It also is a token generator, so this gives us a way, other than Sylvan Awakening, to kind of win the game long term with some token advantage. To play some extra lands, we do have Explore. We also have Cultivate, and then of course Escape to the Wilds, which is a really premium card in this deck for multiple reasons. One, it essentially gives us something to do with all of the mana, because generally speaking, it's pretty easy to get a lot of mana with this deck. It also gives us a way to play an extra land, but it can also help us find that Sylvan Awakening, prepare for the next turn, and then really go crazy with it. So Mirari's Wake is here at the top end as well. This actually pluses up all of our Sylvan Awakenings. It also means that we can play a lot more things in one turn, and in tandem again with Escape to the Wilds, we can really do some damage there. Land base is pretty straightforward, nothing too special there. It's all about dual lands and things like that. But that's the deck. It's pretty interesting. We're going to give it a shot. I have played just a couple games with it. It turned out to be pretty decent, but the games can go long. So if we don't get to the full number of games that we try to, I apologize, but we will do the best we can. Guys, how are we doing today? Omega, how are you doing? Wolf King, Tapia, how are you guys today? I hope you're doing extraordinarily well. It is great to be back for another stream, and again, really excited to jump into this one. This is a bit of an odd hand, but I'm actually going to keep it. I kind of wish we had a white source turn 1 here, to be honest, but we do have Cultivate and Anger to kind of keep ourselves in the game as needed. Tapia had the day off, so that's good. I like it. That's awesome. I always enjoy a good day off. I hope you're taking advantage of it. I appreciate that you're taking some time to watch the stream on your day off. Captain Crunch, some guy on Facebook said tokens are for casual games and isn't actually viable. That's definitely not correct. But Crunch, I don't believe I've seen you here before. Welcome. So happy to see you. All right, let's do this, and we're just gonna cultivate. Waiting for your roommate so we can finish a game we started last night. I like it. I'm actually gonna get 2 planes here. We do have Wrath of God in our hand. I'd like to be able to use it, and that just secures that. Tapia, I was actually watching some MTG on YouTube, and I saw you came online and switched over. Tapia, you flatter me, my friend. That's so kind. Thank you so much. Happy Tuesday to you, Pillar. Tokens are the best creatures versus control. Generally, I think that's correct. There are some exceptions, I would say, Omega, but generally, yes, they are very, very good. All right, and here we just get to keep ramping up, hopefully thinning up our deck a little bit, so we can get some of the, you were, of course you were. We have a small crowd here, but a certainly very welcome crowd, and one that is very much appreciated. So Crunch, welcome. So happy to have you here. Really do hope you enjoy the content. One bad thing here, we are just drawing quite a lot of lands. One thing we could consider is Bala Ged Recovery on Cultivate. Let's see. Both of these are like good, but not actually all that exciting against us. So we're just gonna take the opportunity and cultivate here. It's a little unexciting, but it does thin our deck just a little bit more. Gives us hopefully some more live draws as well. Captain Crunch. Oh, they're quenching a Cultivate. That's a little surprising. Kind of glad we did that, to be honest. Okay. Well, that is a dead card against us. It does literally nothing. Yeah, Crunch, I love tokens. Tokens are a really fun strategy. If you've seen any of our other videos, things like, in particular, ooh, that's bad for us. In particular, some of the Breaking the Bot episodes, we go pretty crazy with some tokens, so I actually really enjoy them. This is bad for us. Chances are, unfortunately, we just don't interact well with Planeswalkers. I would argue that that's one area where having a different sweeper in the deck would be probably beneficial. I wouldn't mind maybe swapping some of those out actually here in just a minute here. Granted, we don't see a whole lot of these Planeswalker decks anymore, but that's just an easy win for them, so nothing we can do there. And let's see, who's going to be here? Omega, are you going to be here the whole time again? If you don't mind, I was going to ask if you could keep record for us. Once again, you did a great job yesterday. I'd certainly appreciate it. Anti-hype in the chat. Tapia coming through. Tapia hanging out with us. Hey, I'm here in the background, Kev, but I'm in class. Garrett, no problem, my dude. So happy you're here. Thank you, Omega, for updating our record. Really appreciate it. So, we'll play one more. We'll play one more, see how things go. If we find ourselves against a lot of Planeswalkers, which I wouldn't be too surprised, then I do think we need to be a little careful there. Garrett, good luck to you in your class, buddy. Hope you're having a good time. Ooh, this is a bad hand. We're mulliganing quick. Oh, man. You know, actually, this isn't the worst. We are going to keep... I'm going to put the Sylvan Awakening on the bottom because we do not intend to play it early. That's very important for us not to do that, because we're trying to win immediately once we play that, so. Let's go ahead and play the Explorer. Perfect. Get that out there. That was about as perfect as we could have hoped for on this hand. We do need to get a couple more lands, and then we can Mirari's Wake or Escape. But if we can get there, we're actually in pretty decent shape. Cultivate, perfect. Literally the exact card we needed to get ourselves some lands here. So let's get you, and we'll get red here. This just gives us the 2 white that we will need eventually. Felidar Retreat could enter the deck, or do you have no place for it? Omega, I would argue that that would be the win condition in place of the Sylvan Awakening, so I don't know that we've got a ton going around that. Anyone doing a draft when the new set comes out? Wolf King, we probably will. I don't know that we'll stream it or not, just because it generally takes a long time. But if I get some time this weekend, then I will try and make sure we do that. Okay. Well, we do have some good news here in the fact that Mirari's Wake makes this an actual creature that we can attack with. And I think I will. Let's see, what's in our graveyard here? I'm gonna play this out as a land. Just getting a pre-release kit to do a virtual sealing thing with some friends. Ooh, Jimbo, I like that. Welcome, by the way. I haven't seen you in chat yet. That's awesome, Jim. I love it. Alright, so we're just digging for a sweeper. That is all we care about. Escape to the Wild's hopefully going to be coming in clutch right here to really get rid of all of this. Let's play out that Sunpetal Grove. So we can actually just go crazy, can't we? So we can do double Mirari's Wake. We do lose out on a little bit of mana here. Alright, got a couple boxes, fat pack, in both commanders. Nice. Ooh. Okay, well, it's not great for us actually, but let's cultivate here. Let's get you two, put you down. I'm gonna go ahead and play this out here. Again, this just gives us another way to kind of throw some creatures on the board, which is obviously pretty important for us. So you're looking forward to Rakdos. Yeah, Omega, Rakdos is looking good. There's a lot of really powerful stuff in this new set. I was kind of looking through some of the full preview list just today, in fact. And my goodness, are there just tons of really awesome things. Really excited to see how things go with this set. I think it's going to be a really powerful one for everybody. Oh, and here we go. We just died. We were so close. Card hunt for this set after Bolus. Jimbo, that is actually the plan. So yes, I think that's exactly what we're going to do. There's no way out of this, unfortunately. All right, we'll concede. Yes, Jimbo, we do plan to do another card hunt after the Nicol Bolas one. If we can get the Nicol Bolas like this week, which would be great. That'd be week 4. It took 4 weeks if we get it this week. Shapeshifter deck, yeah, crunch, absolutely. Omega 0-2 on this one. But yeah, I don't know what card we want to search for. I'll leave it up to you guys, obviously. We'll probably do a bit of a poll in Discord. So if you're not there, please make sure you join us there. But I think that's going to be the way we do it. Is so OP in Standard? Let's hope it changes up a bit. Yeah, Omega, I'm with you. I am with you. Thank you for the anti-hype, both Tapia and Pillar. By the way, if anybody is not subscribed and they would like to, please feel free. You do unlock a lot of emotes, as well as we will open up a pack of Commander Legends for you. Really excited about that. Thanks for doing that, Kaldheim. Would have some great options. Yes, absolutely, 100% agree. It's a bit of an odd hand, but it looks like this Authority wouldn't be great against this deck anyway, so we're just kind of hoping to explore into a bunch. I also think what we're going to do is open up a little bit more giveaway possibility on some of these, in particular these card hunts. So what I'd like to be able to do is, you know, if somebody subs during the stream, for instance, since we don't open up another kind of pack on the stream, I'd love to say, well, we'll give away one of the rares to you that we open up out of the box or something along those lines. So if anybody wants to sub, that's just a bit more of an incentive. I really like, you know, the sub thing, and like being able to do that for people is very nice and all that, but I don't like just kind of saying, hey, I'm gonna take your money. That just feels weird to me. And so a lot of what I would like to be able to do is offer a little bit of an extra incentive to do that. That's where opening up a pack came from. But if you could actually take home a card just for subbing, that would be really cool too. And certainly we've opened up enough rares at this point that I don't think that would be a problem. Mirari's Wake is going to be tricky. That's a cool idea. Yeah, I mean, I hope it works. I think it would be really fun. Why did it tap that way? That was terrible. Obviously worried about like an Ugin or something along those lines. Settle actually gets us through the Ulamog play. Yep. When I get a job, you bet you have a sub. Omega, I love it. Thank you so much. That's so kind. I'm really glad you've been enjoying the stream. I know you've been here for a number of, well, about 2 weeks nonstop, if I'm not mistaken. And I certainly appreciate it. It's great to obviously have that support. So thank you very much. All right, let's do this. Let's do this, and again, it taps weird, but that's fine. Hey, Scott, welcome, buddy. Good to see you today. I know you jumped in kind of late yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, but it's great to see you here. Hope you're having a fantastic day, my friend. We're learning this deck is not great against a lot of the meta. I think against a lot of creature decks, it's actually very well set up, but against Planeswalker heavy decks, not so much. And so that is something that we need to consider here with this list. Maybe adding in a bit more burn or just some different ways to sweep would be very helpful here. So I think we'll look to maybe switch up the deck just a hair after this one. But I do like this deck. It's a very fun one. Hopefully we can at least get one Sylvan Awakening win so that you guys can kind of see exactly how that works. But again, it's a very fun list for sure. All right, let's escape. Scott, how are you doing today, buddy? Okay, well, there is a Sylvan Awakening, which is great for us. Let's play Authority. Not expecting that to actually do anything, but that's okay. We'll play this tapped, and we'll play that Dawn of Hope here. Just on the off chance they do play any kind of a creature. In worst case scenario, we can actually activate this at the end of the turn, so... Maybe Skyclave instead of the attacker's removal. Maybe. Doing good. Just about to work on my car after this. Love it. That's awesome. Scott, are you having to fix your car or are you upgrading your car? Skyclave is interesting. So maybe Omega. Interesting to see what they decide to do here, if anything. We're holding off on the Dawn so we don't have to just get hit with Ugin. They can -2 this to get rid of all this, which is a bit of a bluff on our end. I mean, if they get rid of that, that's kind of fine. Okay. Coilovers to the MR2. Nice. Just to slow down the ramps. Yeah, Omega. We don't have a blast zone or anything like that. Okay. I mean, this is what we're supposed to do, right? Focusing on collecting older Magic packs and cards lately. Scott, I love it. I've been in the camp of I'm trying to finish out some sets right now. As you can see behind me, this is my shelf of many sets. All right, so let's see. That's 6, 9 plus 9. I'm just gonna, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this isn't actually enough to kill. So what we need to do is kill the Ugin. Obviously this kind of sucks because we're not going to be able to kill the Ugin, or excuse me, kill them, but killing the Ugin and getting them down pretty heavily here is at least something. They do get to Crawling Barrens, I suppose, if they'd like, or just remove that, but that's fine. We kind of messed up there. We should have attacked with 3 creatures at Ugin just to get it down, or guarantee that it was down. That was bad counting on my end, just bad math. These are indestructible, which is nice. Does the exile effect work here? Definitely works on this because it's white, but are these technically... No. I'm assuming they thought that would work, which I'm glad it didn't. But the danger here, obviously, is that next turn, these are no longer creatures. So we do have to keep that in mind. If we get a Bala Ged Recovery, we can actually pull this back and hopefully deal some damage. But we're now down on lands and that kind of thing, so it's not going to be quite as good. yeah, lands don't have a color for anybody that didn't know. They don't have a color, so yeah. Thank you, Garrett. So that's exactly why that doesn't happen. This only affects colored permanents. So that's why that happened the way it did, which is fine by me. All right. Positive news here, if they do ever get a creature, Settle the Wreckage is actually just a free exile, I think, against this deck. They generally do not have any kind of basics. Or if they do, they're few and far between, so I don't think we've got too many to worry about here. What I am worried about is just a massive Ulamog or something. And they gain life thanks to this monument. Sure. Hit me for 3. We really just have to hope we don't draw a land here. Land is not good for us. Unfortunately, we've got a lot of dead draws, which is kind of a scary place to be, but it is what it is. And again, they're just gaining so much life here. They're resetting an Ugin, essentially, and hitting us for some more damage, so we really just have to be lucky. A Settle, or excuse me, an Awaken, Sylvan Awakening would be great. Fortunately, that's not going to do it. Yep. Here we go, guys. I doubt it's going to happen. We still kind of got to pull off the cool play, but it just didn't pan out, is what we will say. That's the kind way of putting it. All right. Let's go ahead, see what they do. So close, Scott. Yeah, we were. Hey, I'm not too unhappy with this, just given how well we were able to take them down from, what, 28 to 8? It goes to show, though, you do have to keep track of everything on the fields. This labyrinth is important. Obviously, the crawling barons were very crucial for their game plans, so we did need to consider all options there, not just, you know, counting it up. But I do recommend taking your time. I mean, again, this is an area where I should have taken my time and I didn't. But take your time, figure out what the best play is, and just handle it as best you can. Obviously, we didn't do that. Yep. There we go. We're dead. Sad day. All right. We'll jump into one more. Well, I don't know. Let's take a peek at the deck really quick. Because I do think there's some better options on certain things here. I also like Sweltering Suns potentially above the Anger. I do like the Exile, but I want the Cycle, I think, there. And I always forget the name of this, 4 damage. Where is it? Ah, Storm's Wrath. Maybe this above the Sweltering, or excuse me, the Settle. I actually kind of like the idea of doing this. Going a little bit heavier on the Storm's Wrath. Still keeping the Wrath of God, and the Sweltering Suns just now has cycling, so that way it's a little bit more flexible. In the worst case scenario, we just get to cycle it away. And given how much mana this deck can generate, we're generally okay to do that. So let's give this a shot. Let's just try. I think that's a safer configuration, maybe not a better configuration. Omega, comeback time. Let's do it. Tapia, thank you for the anti-hype. I always appreciate how often you come through with the anti-hype. Oh, I love it, guys. All right, generally, like I said, these games play a bit longer, given how many sweepers and things we have, but we're running up against decks that are just not good for us, so it's kind of where we're at. This is a very, very interactive hand for sweeper-related instances, so we're going to try it. Don't love it, but again, this cycling kind of helps us out here if we really can't, you know, ditch any creatures here, we can just cycle it away. Okay. Not really the card you want to see early on, this Sylvan Awakening, but here we are. We do get a Dawn of Hope down here. Just as kind of a nice little turn 2 free play. It's not bad. This also gives us some long-term utility. They're just going to bounce that. That really doesn't hurt us, so that's okay. This is definitely going to be a frustrating deck to play against. Or they just give up. That was weird. Don't know why they just gave up. That was very strange. Hey, we'll count it. Omega, let's get a win on that tick board there. Scott, thank you. For some reason, we got there. Too strong, Jimbo. I like it. Let's get some hype in the chat, guys. We did it. Tapia, you come through every time there's anti-hype. I need you to come through when there's hype, too. There it is. All right. Pillar coming through as well. Thank you guys so much. Really, really appreciate it. The server running a bit slow today. That was weird, but hey, I'm not going to complain. I will take the wins when we can get them. You did good. Thank you, Crunch. Appreciate it, buddy. So great to have you here. Really appreciate all the new people that come and hang out. Turn 1 win. Heck yeah. You know, this is kind of a weird hand, but I'm going to try it. The double Explorer is kind of nice. But it's obviously a very one-sided hand. If they've got just a bunch of creatures, there's very little we can do. But this is card draw in our deck list, so I want to make sure we can get as many lands out as possible, as quickly as possible, and see how things go. Let's go ahead and do this. There's the Sylvan Awakening, and we'll just go ahead and play another forest here. So this does give us pretty nice ramp, actually. Let's do this. Go ahead and play that out and pass. All right, we got 5 lands. That's pretty good. What is happening? Omega, when you said comeback time, I didn't realize you meant everybody was just going to give up. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. That was my bad. That was on me. But I definitely thought we were actually going to get to play some games. So, you know, well done. That was weird. Omega, how did you do this? Thanks for the hype, Tapia. Here we are. We're doing it. Go us. 2-3 is the record so far, everybody. Pillar, thank you so much for the hype. Wow, that was weird. That was really weird. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Yeah, this is a pretty great keep, actually. Aggro deck comes through. Omega. Ooh, okay. So here, we're hoping to get a sweeper. The Authority is actually really nice against this deck, just to slow them down. If they've got a Pride Mate, that can get frustrating, but this draws us, or gains us a life as well, which is great. And then they play that Healer's Hawk. Sure. So, what do we want? Anger of the Gods would be great. Or, excuse me, Sweltering Suns. We got rid... Guys, who freaking called it? When you're good, you know? And when you're not, you're really not. Alright, let's go ahead and play Sacred Foundry. Let's see if we can do it. Jimbo, yeah, if they overcommit here, we're actually set. Which they're pretty well overcommitting. Sure. Let's play land, and we're just gonna very easily Sweltering Suns away. I guess they can give Indestructible to a thing. It is a bit of a frustrating piece of this, but we at least get rid of that Healer's Hawk, which is quite nice. Alright. Sure. They are going to do everything they can to protect that. Which, hey, I get it, but... Okay. Now this is a bit of a scary turn for us. We're gonna just have to Cultivate here to get up to the Escape to the Wilds play. Looks like we've got all of our colors, so it really doesn't matter too much here. Let's get that down. We could have played a Dawn of Hope this turn, I guess, but long term, that would be fine. I don't think in the short term that really matters. This is coming down to if we can just beat the board, we're going to be okay. I don't know that we'll be able to. It's going to be a bit close. They do only have one card in hand, though, which is helpful. Okay. Hey, Splayer, what is up, my man? Good to see you, buddy. All right, there's the Wrath of God. Do we just Wrath? Yeah. They can protect Soul Warden, which I assume they will do. But that's about it. I take that back. I should have gotten a third white source. That was a bit of a mistake. Again, we could have played that Dawn of Hope, or yeah, definitely could have played the Dawn of Hope, which we should have done. Here again, though, if we draw a Wrath, we are well set up, and again, we've got like 8 of them or something. Okay, so we can do this, which kind of helps us. Yeah, I'm gonna escape. Perfect. Okay. We'll play you out. Again, this just gains us more life. And I'm gonna play this as the land side here. A little unexciting because we could pull back a Wrath, but we do have the Storm's Wrath in hand. Maybe that was a mistake. They can put an extra counter here and play an Angel, so I'm playing a bit loosely here, guys, so I think we are going to end up losing this, but that's okay. Sure. So they get 2 counters, which I assume they put 1 there and maybe 1 on the speaker? No. Okay. That's fine. Storm's Wrath does not do it. Again, mistake on my end. Should not have played the Bala Ged Recovery. Bala Ged Recovery, excuse me. Play land. Play another Explorer. We have to hope to hit Wrath of God. That was a mistake. Huge, huge mistake. We can Storm's Wrath. Not good enough. Yep. So what we're realizing is if the opponent actually plays the game, we lose. That's kind of the takeaway that I'm getting from this. But you know what? I'm determined. If I had played that a little better, if we had played the recovery and actually pulled back the Wrath of God, we would have been so much more well set up against that. Because they ran out of protection spells. Tapia, thank you so much. Pillar, love it. All right, let's do this, guys. We can do it. We're going to play a couple more games. Thank you, Omega. Thank you, thank you. Gonna play 1 or 2 more games here. Hopefully get at least another win. Fight me, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. We've got the double Explorer play, kind of once again here. And then, of course, Cultivate to get our white sources. So this is, I think, fine. We get a white source here. Okay, well, we didn't. That's fine. Now we get to Cultivate and make sure we hit all of our land drops, so not too worried about that. Good-ish. Good adjacent. Let's get double white here. We'll just play this out tapped. Okay. Well, our lands are there, so that's a positive. We do need to fight some stuff off here eventually, I'm sure, but have hope. Also, guys, if you would like to support the stream, please consider it. Don't feel like you have to, but we would certainly appreciate it, of course. There is a link right there in chat for you. It's really a great way to support streamers. We've got merch up there for you and things like that if you'd like to, so just a heads up. Alright, we're taking a risk here, but I'm going to Mirari's Wake. So this puts us in territory where we can escape and then also play a sweeper, which is, I think, really what we need to do. This gives us the best chance against this deck to sweep after drawing basically 5 cards. So we're going to try it. Okay. Yeah, let's just do it. No sweeper, really. Well, that's unfortunate. Enter's tapped. We'll play that. We'll play this. We'll play this. All right. We could Mirari's Wake. I'm not going to, actually. We can spit out a token here. All right. Well, I was kind of hoping we'd hit a sweeper off of that. You'd think in 5-6 cards we drew that turn that we would have at least gotten one, but that's okay. Let's do this. The good news is here we do gain a little bit of life back with all this kind of stuff, so. We technically could have spit out another one, but actually don't want to. I kind of want to draw a card, so. Yep, glad I did, because it wasn't a sweeper. Oh man, we're just dead, aren't we? Draw another. Guys, when they play the game, we cannot win. Alright, we're gonna try one last time. Might be a bit of a shorter stream today, guys. Gotta get back to work, unfortunately, after my little lunch break here. But, yeah, Scott, we're not having a great day today. But that's okay. We're just having a fun time hanging out with you lovely individuals. So that is all that matters. Omega, yeah. Getting that sad face. Unfortunately, this is a bit of an ambitious deck anyway, so not too upset about it, but just appreciate hanging out with you guys. So thank you guys so much for being here. Really do appreciate it. Also wanted to say, what's it all about? It's about Sylvan Awakening, this card right here, in fact. So the idea is to get this out very quickly, or excuse me, ramp into it and then be able to win the game off of it. Unfortunately, we're not getting there, but that's okay. We're going to lead on Temple Garden here, play Authority, and then turn 2 hopefully can explore. If we draw a non-shock land, it'll be able to come into play untapped, which means we don't have to shock ourselves with the Sacred Foundry. Hopefully. We will see. Oh, look at that. How perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. Get a Wrath, and then we get to play the Sacred Foundry tapped. That's exactly what we needed. Hopefully they have creatures. Oh, guys. All right, look. This might be the game. All right, I am gonna pass here though. I don't know if this is the Rampy Gobos or if this is the not Rampy Gobos. That's fine. I don't really care about that. All right. I'm gonna Mirari's Wake. We're gonna drag this out and be greedy because screw it, this is the last game. Perfect. Play him out. What'd they get? Some stuff. Alright, now we're gonna do this. 1 mana value right there. Alright. End turn. I have hopes, guys. I have high, high hopes. Alright. Good news is we're gaining just tons of life off of this, so it kind of works out. The problem is these Goblin Matrons and things like that make it very tricky to actually get some stuff out. So they do have haste. That's a bit scary, although they do come into play taps, so we're at most looking at, you know, if they ramp into some, or excuse me, play some of the Lords. We're looking at a hefty amount of damage here, but not enough to scare me so much. Let's go ahead and get that damage in. That's fine. They're not looking to play anything. That is interesting. So we can actually Sylvan Awakening and do some damage. We can just defensively play a Sylvan Awakening. That is also a possibility. These do become 3/3s, so that's worth noting. Nah, we're going to be offensive. Screw it. Let's just pull the trigger. So this is 6, 9, 12, 15. Indestructible damage. And then anything they play, excuse me, comes into play tapped. So we could just theoretically win next turn. Dude, whatever. We're doing it. Thank you, Omega. We did. Yeah. Good thing that only hits artifacts. Good thing that comes into play tapped. Wow, they took the bait and attacked. Okay. Ending on a high. Heck yes. Alright. We're just doing it. We could Wrath, but there's no need. Alright. Guys, whew, we finally got a good win, other than somebody giving up. Goblins is one of the decks that I think this is a very well set up deck to beat that. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Omega. Thank you so much for the hype, Tapia, as well. Guys, I really do appreciate you hanging out with me today. I know this was kind of a silly deck, but it was a very fun one, and as always, it's great to hang out with you guys. Omega, thank you also for keeping score. Really do appreciate that. Wanted again to welcome Crunch to our little community. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for being here. I will hopefully see you guys the same time tomorrow. Again, we do have a schedule down below that essentially says we're going to stream basically every day during the week at 1 p.m. But keep an eye out for the card hunt on Friday as well. I'm hoping we're going to get it this time so we can move on to Kaldheim. But otherwise, it's going to be a really good time. Ascendant, you came right at the very end. We are leaving. No, that's okay. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you guys, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow.